I quit my job. I had a desk job for 11 years. During lockdown, I was very lucky. I worked from home for a year and a half. I could do all of my work, minus answering phones, which wasn't a big part of my job. And little by little, they had us come back. First, it was 2 days a week. Then it was 3 days a week. My commute was 80 miles round trip. That would take me between 2 to 3 hours every day to do that round trip. And so that was just part of the reason why I was getting burnt out. The other part was I hated the work. I was lucky. The people that I worked with were really cool. The work was just soul-sucking. It wasn't really difficult. There was a ton of stuff to keep track of, which is hard for me to do. I'm very much like a single tasker. And so having to do that, I was getting burnt out. I had been burnt out for years anyway. I was making a lot of dumb mistakes. My boss was like, hey, I think you should start coming in 5 days a week. And just something set off a reaction of, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to do this work. I don't want to spend my time, my life doing this stuff. And so right after I got that feeling, I sent a text to my girlfriend and said, I really want to quit. And she, I had been talking to her about the burnout and she knew that I didn't like my job. And she was like, go for it. And in that moment, there wasn't really a plan B. Now, I know depending on where you are in your life, that might seem completely dumb. I get it. People have a lot worse problems than working in an office, but for me, I just couldn't take it anymore. After about an hour, I sent back an email saying, I'm going to resign in 2 weeks. That'll be my last day. And that was that. It was a weird feeling. It simultaneously felt amazing. I felt like a weight had lifted off my shoulders. I also felt like I was going to have a panic attack. And that kind of like verge of panic attack feeling lingered for a week or two, for sure. Fast forward to now, I've been self-employed now. I've been a full-time musician and working on being a content creator for a month. And I was really lucky and was able to get enough gigs where it actually paid me as much as I was making at my day job. Now, I'm not naive. I know it's not always going to be that way. Sometimes it's going to be even more. I'll have even more gigs, and a lot of times it's going to be way less. So it's really scary. I can say this. Once I was actually done with the job, the paperwork's all done. I'm not getting money from them anymore. It's stressful now, but it's a different kind of stress, and it's something that, for me, I am definitely much happier right now. Even though I am worried about money. So I want to find a way to make money and do it in a way that doesn't kill my soul. And I know a lot of us are in that spot, right? A lot of us do jobs because they're there, because we fell into it, because we applied for something and we got it. And now it's a steady paycheck. When I was still in my job, towards the end, I went around and talked to some people that I knew to say bye and let them know that I was leaving. And I feel like everyone was like, good for you, or you're lucky, or I wish I could do that. So many people are not happy in that place. But they're there because they get a steady paycheck, they get benefits. And it's completely understandable. Like, I'm not putting down anyone who's doing that. I was doing that for over 11 years. 11 years in that spot, and another 6 or 7 in another job in that same place. I'm pretty risk adverse. I feel like I do better when there are clear steps to things that I can follow and know what the result is going to be. For instance, we go to school from kindergarten through 12th grade, and then we go to college, and then we get a job. Like, these are steps that like most people do, right? It's a path that people have blazed, and the trail is well worn, and you know where to go. Tons of people, sure, have been full-time musicians, but the path is kind of different for everybody. I've been talking to more of my musician friends about when did they decide just to do music, like how did that happen, and everyone's story is different. Everyone's in a different place in their life, and so that to me is really scary. Not having a steady paycheck every month is really scary. I applied for EBT, for food stamps. This was not something that I even knew that I could do. I'm someone who does not like asking for help for mostly anything. And my girlfriend's friend was like, oh, you should apply for EBT and, help with your food. I'm like, I don't need that. Like, I can make enough money to feed myself. And my girlfriend talked to me and was like, you should do it because that's what it's there for. Like, you don't have a steady income. There might be some months where you don't have enough, and this can help you. And so that's something that pushes me a little bit to like, oh, go apply for another desk job, another safe job. There's also me not liking risk and saying maybe I should apply for a job in the same type of field that I was doing because it's safe. And it's something that I'm battling. And this is only the second month now of me being a musician, being a content creator. It might get to a point where I can't take this anymore and I have to apply for another job like that again. But I hope it doesn't, because I would like to carve my own path. And I know it's going to be hard. I know it's going to be full of uncertainty, full of ups and downs, but I really want to try it. There's definitely a learning curve to trying to work on your own, for sure. Trying to figure out how to allocate your time. And it's hard to set a schedule for some reason. I don't know why. It's fine when someone else sets my schedule, but when it's me, it's a lot harder to stick to that schedule. Even though I quit my job kind of out of the blue and I didn't have another job lined up, I wouldn't recommend it to everybody, for sure. I am someone that is pretty good with money, with managing my money. So I have, savings saved up for if something were to happen. Like if I didn't have a job, I could live off of my savings for quite a while. I would suggest, from someone who is living through it right now, from my little path that I've created so far, I would suggest if you're going to quit your job and you don't have something lined up, at least have that. Again, I am very risk adverse. So if you are into more risk, maybe you don't need that. But for me, it helps me not have panic attacks and that I'm not going to be living on the street. Now, there's also the thing where my girlfriend would definitely help me out. Again, I don't like asking for help. I would probably go homeless first before asking her for money, even though she would totally help me. That's just me. Same with, my dad, I know would help me out. Again, I don't want to ask for that, but that is like a safety net that I have, right? So if you have no safety net, you're just like, fuck this job. I don't want this. Blah, I don't have money. I don't have support. I don't know. Again, it depends on the situation. If it's like me, you're in a soul-sucking job, maybe it's not worth it. If you're in a job that's dangerous or demeaning or you're being harmed in some way, then that's a totally different thing, right? Something I am definitely not authorized to help with. I don't know. I hope this talk helps somebody, just to let you know that there are other people in the same boat as you that either want to quit or did quit and now are trying to find their way, right? I don't know, you watching right now, if you're interested in drums, if you found this video because it has to do with quitting your job. But if you're interested in drums, any sort of feedback would be great at this point, because I'm really going to just be throwing, what is it called? Throwing spaghetti on the wall and seeing what sticks. That's what I'm going to be trying on this channel. So I'm going to be trying vlogging, playing, lessons, maybe some product reviews. Whatever you're interested in, leave it in the comments. Let me know. If you want more of me babbling to the camera, let me know. If you don't, let me know. Constructive criticism is always welcome. Hopefully this helped you out. Maybe is inspiring you to quit your job, inspiring you to stay at your job, something. Let me know how you feel, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.